Hi, I'm part of the management team here at Courier Connection. We appreciate you contacting our office, and we're grateful to be able to send you this link. This is not information we give out to the general public, but this is strictly for people who want to become an independent contractor, that is, a sole proprietor driver for our firm. What you would be doing if you came to work with us is not become an employee for us, but you would be a partner with us as we carry out our successful duties each and every day. Tell you a bit about our company. We were founded more than a dozen years ago. We have an office of hardworking people whose every effort is put into making that phone ring and getting jobs out there to hardworking drivers like yourself. We average well over 500 packages a day. We do everything from the legal and business communities here in Atlanta, manufacturing and shipping, and the medical field. So if you work with us, you'll be doing everything from delivering tires to implants for operations, to blood from the American Red Cross out to a hospital, or maybe just simply a package from one business to another, or maybe take a courthouse filing on a pending case, very important paperwork, down to the courthouse, having it stamped, and then delivering the copy back to the attorney. Things like this happen day in and day out for us. There are no routes that are given to drivers, but everybody comes in and starts off at the same place, and that is doing on-demand work. But let me first talk about what it takes to be a successful independent contractor with Courier Connection. In speaking with my fleet manager and my dispatch managers, and probably everybody else that works inside these four walls, will all tell you it takes a great attitude. First and foremost, your customer service skills, your attitude, your politeness out there in public is what makes you successful. If you're the type of person that likes to smile and likes to engage people in very brief conversations, likes to walk out from that conversation feeling like you accomplished something good and can smile about it all the way back to your car, then you're the type of person that we want to work with. Let me say this. If you're a grumpy person, if you're just the type of guy or girl that's just looking to make some money and you think this is all about delivering pizzas and working part-time or working whenever you want, that attitude is just not going to make it with us. We're working for people who have very good work ethic and a great personality. If that's you, I'm so glad you're paying attention and watching this video. The type of person that we find has this best attitude is kind of entrepreneurially minded. They realize that they're going into business for themselves. They understand the importance of paying attention to detail, of asking questions, of making sure they're doing everything properly. They're not looking to pass the buck and not be accountable when things don't go perfectly, but rather they'll step up and say, you know what, I could have done that better, and give me this next opportunity, I'll prove it to you. Those are the type of people I like working with, and that I know we like working with here at the firm. Secondly, I think what you need to have is a reliable vehicle. When I say reliable, I don't mean it'll just start. I mean it's in good shape. It's not going to break down just a week into work. You're wanting to have a vehicle that has good gas mileage, has a well-running engine, no oil leaks, things like that. You're going to need to have pocket money to do things down the road, like rotate tires and do your oil changes and such. But you'll also need some upfront money for all the gasoline that you'll be using before you even get your first paycheck. If you were thinking that you were going to be driving our vehicles and that we were going to give you a gas card, as some people have thought when they came here, that's just not the case. You're going to be using your own vehicle, and you're going to have to put your hard-earned money into that gas tank each and every day. Of course, the tickets that you'll be delivering, the packages you'll be delivering, you're going to get paid well for. So it's just a matter of putting gasoline into the vehicle, making the money, and then putting some of that money back into the vehicle to keep it running. But let's talk a bit about what a reliable vehicle is that works for Courier Connection. Most vehicles that work for us really fall into one of three categories. The first is a small four-cylinder import. Something like a Nissan, Honda, or Toyotas work great. Four cylinders with great engines. These are workhorse type cars. You can load a lot of stuff into them and they can get around town, and the drivers of these cars rarely spend more than $100 or $120 a week on fuel. That's a fantastic vehicle to have, and we've got a whole fleet of them, and we need more. Second type of vehicle that works really well with our type of courier service is a 4 or 6 cylinder pickup truck that has a hard shell camper over the bed of the truck. It could be a single or a double cab, But the hard shell camper is important. It needs to be watertight. Inside that kind of space, we can put lots of boxes. We can put all kinds of equipment and big bins, all kinds of things, and travel all over the city or the state or even all over the Southeast making deliveries. If you got this kind of vehicle, we definitely want to talk to you. The other type of vehicle that works well for us would be like a crossover vehicle. You've probably seen them. You may be familiar with them. They're like a hybrid between a car and an SUV. They usually get pretty good gas mileage and have good storage space in them as well. They're good. Lastly, I'll say any kind of minivan or cargo van, preferably something that's a GMC or a Chevy type, works well. Some of the others, the transmissions just don't keep up with all the wear and tear that driving for a company like ours will put on them. But if you got a good solid minivan or cargo van, we definitely want to talk to you. Let's speak for a moment about the type of money it would take before you can begin work with us. Yes, we do pay every week. Yes, we do pay you well, and we want you to get paid for every dollar that you are capable of earning. But before you can get paid, you have to drive. And in order to drive, you've got to have gasoline in that vehicle. And a lot of people don't realize it, but you're going to need to have some upfront money to run your car, just like you would if you started a business somewhere. You'd have to have upfront money for insurance and hiring employees and turning on the lights and the water and paying rent. You'd have to do all that before you even sold your first widget and were able to collect on it. Same thing with courier business. You got to put some gasoline into that car and get it going before you get your first full paycheck. Now we do pay weekly, but we pay 1 week behind. So whereas the pay week goes from Saturday to Friday, you may not get a full check the next Friday if you didn't work a full week. So it may be a week and a half or even 2 full weeks before you see your first full check. So let's talk for a moment about the type of money you'll need. If you have a small vehicle, 4 or a good running newer model 6-cylinder, let's say you average 25 to 30 miles per gallon. If you're running 120 to 150 miles a day, as many of our drivers do, then you're going to be driving about 900 miles a week. And if gas is what it is about now, then you're looking at spending somewhere between $220 to $250 before you get that first full paycheck. So keep that in mind that you're going to need that kind of cash. If you drive a much larger vehicle that gets maybe 18 miles to the gallon, you're going to need upwards of $350 to $400 before you get that first full paycheck. If you run a much larger vehicle like a cargo van, then I'm afraid you're going to need upwards of $400 to $600 before you can start running. This doesn't need to be mortgage or rent money or food money. It needs to be money that is set aside, or a gas card, a credit card if you prefer to use. It's all set aside to use just for gasoline purchase, because it does us and you no good if you run for just a week or so and then you're out of money and you can't run anymore. We really need to feel confident that you have this money already set aside before we even start you in the training program. So let's talk for a moment about how you get paid. I know that's important to you, and it's important to us too. We want all of our drivers to make as much money as possible, because obviously the more money you all are making, the more money our company is making. So let's talk for a moment about the number of deliveries a day that it really takes. When you first start out, you may not make 10 deliveries a day. You may be able to make 7 or 8, maybe as many as 9. And that's going to be fine for the first few days. You're really getting to know the streets, you're learning how to use your radio really well, you're becoming comfortable and familiar with how to approach clients to pick up and make deliveries. So we don't really expect you to be a star out there from the get-go and make 10 or more deliveries. But I do want you to know, 10 seems to be what you want to strive for. In all of our many years of experience, 10 deliveries a day per driver is where you want to be able to earn the best paycheck that you can. If you're averaging 7 or less deliveries a day, you're probably just not going to make enough money to keep your car on the road and be satisfied with your income. However, here's the good news. When you've been working with us for a long while, when you get to know the traffic patterns well, when you've proven yourself to be consistent and honorable with our dispatch team, when you get to know where our clients are and how to get in and out of the buildings as quick as you can, then you'll start to do more jobs, well more than 10. We have drivers that have been with us for several years that do upwards of 13 to 15, maybe as many as 17 runs in one day. Their checks are looking good. What I mean by that is Some of them are making well over $150 a day after they back out their fuel expenses. And you can do this too if you have just the right work ethic, the best attitude, and you just take the time to become not a driver, but a professional courier. Let's talk about how you get paid. Each and every ticket is created with a book rate. A book rate is an amount of money, and it is usually made up of several different things. I'm going to talk about a few of them briefly, and if you have questions, the person who's going to be speaking to you after this tape will be able to answer everything for you. The book rate is made up of the base rate plus a fuel surcharge, and then any other incidental fees that some of our clients get from time to time. Now, the base rate is simply the base rate of what we charge for the delivery of the package from point A to point B. Let's say it's a $20 delivery. Well, that means the base rate is $20. However, fuel prices seem to be going up and down each and every week. And instead of changing the base rate on all of our clients, we decided to enact what our industry has across the country, and that is a fuel surcharge. This fuel surcharge is billed to the client and is paid out to you through this book rate. It's a percentage of the base rate. It's not a big percentage, but on a $20 delivery, it may mean an extra $1.20 or $1.40 in your pocket, which is really helpful. The other fees that you might see would be a weekend or a nighttime fee. Sometimes it's very small, sometimes it can be quite large depending on the client. Other fees you'll see would be waiting fees. We give 15 minutes as a professional courtesy to our clients on both the pickup and the delivery. But once that 16th minute hits that you've been waiting, we retroactively charge for all 15 minutes and every minute going forward. When it comes to how much something weighs, a weight fee in that vernacular, we do charge our client for everything above 50 pounds. The first 50 pounds are free, but if you pick up 3 packages and they each weigh 20 pounds, that's 60 pounds. So you're going to get paid for that extra 10 pounds that you're going to pick up. We're going to charge the client and pay you through the book rate. So when that book rate is all totaled up, you get 50% of that book rate. That's your take each and every time. So we pay that every week, and every payday on Friday, you can come into our office and get a settlement statement. And the settlement statement will be broken out by each job or ticket number, if you will. It'll show the base rate, each and every other incidental fee that you'll be earning, and then the total book rate, and then your 50% take of that book rate. And then each day is subtotaled, and then the entire week is totaled up. So that settlement sheet is something that you're going to want to come and collect every Friday when you're dropping off your important paperwork, checks, CODs, driver manifest, and other delivery tickets that you may need to turn into Courier Connection. You turn those in on Friday, and you pick up your settlement statement. And of course, our third-party check writer that helps us out, CMS, will be depositing your money into your account or loading it onto your debit card or giving you a check through the mail, whichever it is that you decide to sign up for. At the close of this video, I just want to say something to you. If you watch this video and you're determined to be self-employed and you want to come and work for one of the best courier companies in the Southeast, and you meet our criteria, that is, you've got a great entrepreneur spirit, a good work ethic, and a good attitude. You also have a very reliable vehicle. Even if it doesn't fit right into one of the ones that I described in this video, I'd encourage you to still give us a call if it's a good vehicle and you have the third item, that is the gas money to run till you get your first paycheck. Again, it might be a couple hundred or several $100s for you, depending upon the type of gas mileage your vehicle gets. If you've got these 3 things and you want to talk to us, then please reach back out to us. Phone us at the office, 404-257-1223, and ask to speak to our fleet manager. Again, 404-257-1223. Speak to the fleet manager, make an appointment to come in. We'll just ask you to drop by and fill out a simple 1-page application. We'll talk more about some of the things you heard in this video about our company, Courier Connection, get to know you, and let you discover what it is to be a driver with our firm. Together, you and we can be very successful in being the best courier company in the Southeast.